Welcome back, Lelanders, to a new edition of Clone Evolution Halloween night. No, I'm so excited tonight. My Halloween was actually going completely to shit. Oh yeah, I hope everyone likes the costume. I call it the Assassin's Creed costume, but I think in general it's just some sort of medieval time type sort of deal. I noticed that when I first bought it, I thought it looked really cool in the picture, but when I wore it to a big convention in Toronto, I kind of just looked really gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that. So yeah, it's weird how sometimes costumes look way better on the mannequins. Or isn't that the same thing with every clothes that you buy? Maybe some of the hot babes out there are thinking, oh, the clothes look much better on me. But yeah, as far as guys' clothes go, I think, yeah, often they look better on the mannequins. But no, hope everyone else is having a good Halloween. And tonight I was like really down in the dumps. I'm like, man, I miss normal Halloween so bad. Wanted to go trick-or-treating with my family, which I probably should have, but I was fucking drained. I don't know, like I stayed up and basically pulled an all-nighter doing the last-minute video editing to get my deadline met. And I managed to meet the deadline, and I think the video turned out okay. And I was surprised a lot of people still liked it, at least 2 or 3. So yeah, I was very happy that some people liked the video and that I didn't stay up all night for nothing. Now again, we had some big aurora borealis or northern lights that were supposed to hit our province, and it never happened. So I was kind of happy that I didn't miss those as well while I was video editing. Alright, so let's make sure. Did I hit start? Yes, we did start the show. Now I don't know how long I can wear the costume for. I'll try to keep it up, but it's actually hot as hell. What I should do is open the window. Sorry, hopefully I don't show too much here. There we go. Get some nice cold air breezes going in. I think this costume is probably looking a little bit better on me because before I looked like an obese assassin, and most people wouldn't take a really fat assassin very seriously. So maybe it's looking a little slightly better this year. I know I got some comments where I was like trying to show pictures to some babes that I knew online and like, hey, check out this cool costume. And then when I looked at the pictures, I'm like, oh dear God, I look like the Pillsbury Doughboy dressed up as an assassin. Now, I shouldn't make fun of being overweight, but it's hard not to. Oh yeah, and I got fantastic news today. I don't know if anyone else, oh yeah, maybe everyone's out busy enjoying Halloween. We haven't got anyone logged in yet. So we'll play a little bit of the game before I get on to too many stories. No, man, I got some epic stories. Actually, I was so down in the dumps. Yeah, let's just tell it now for all the people watching it offline. Yeah, I was so drained and tired from pulling the all-nighter that I'm like, fuck it, man. I'm not even going to do the all-night or the Clone Evolution stream because I'm like so tired, and I took like a half-hour nap and I just got even more tired. I was like, fuck it, man, I can just wear the costume tomorrow. And then just as I was about to give up and call it a night, I turned on the CU podcast and watched the last of the episode I was watching yesterday. Didn't finish watching it. Thank God I remembered that I didn't finish watching it. Because lo and behold, I'm watching the episode. I'm like, wait a minute, did I leave my computer on? I can hear myself talking. And then I'm like, that's not my computer. I'm actually on the CU podcast. I was like, yeah! No, like they're my all-time favorite podcast right now, and I couldn't believe I actually got on as a guest. I went onto their website and recorded a question like weeks, maybe even a month ago or more. I think, yeah, you guys will probably remember the episode. I was talking about how I recorded an episode for them or a question. I wasn't sure they're going to air it. And then in hindsight, I can't remember if I said it during the episode I was talking about it. But it was like the question I asked was very Halloween themed, like a paranormal question. So I was like, man, if I was Pat and Ian, I would save the question that I recorded for Halloween edition. And that's what they did. So I was like, all right. Couldn't believe it. I actually got on the show. So not to give it away, but let's show what episode it is in case anyone wants to hear it. I did give a shout out to everyone in the Lelanders community, so not everyone by name, but just the community in general. So this is the episode. It's newer games, less immersive, and paranormal experiences. And guess who asked the paranormal question? So yeah, I feel so proud of myself. That's like my biggest accomplishment in years. So yeah, that was pretty sweet. So thanks if anyone, I know I asked the viewers if they could write in to Pat and Ian and ask to answer some of my questions. So maybe I owe the viewers some help or some credit for that as well. Appreciate it, everyone. That's how I figure many hands make idle work. Is that how the saying goes? Alright, so what are we doing for today's special for like Halloween other than the costume? I think we're going to do some Halloween draws. So we'll wait and see if anyone tunes into the show. It could be a no-go because everyone's at parties with hot babes. I know that's where I wish I was. Instead, I broke down, even ate a chocolate bar. Excuse me. First chocolate or junk food I've eaten since, what was it, September or something? What did I take? September, October, and we're into almost November. Yeah, so it's been basically 2 months since my last like sweet. So I didn't go crazy. I just had like one chocolate bar, and that's all we had to eat. So that was good. I didn't have the option of going crazy. And the only other crazy thing I did was I drank a little bit of pop tonight. I figured it is Halloween. We'll splurge a little, and then tomorrow we'll be back to the hardcore fasting, and we'll see if we can get a good birthday picture. I don't want to jinx it because I've never had myself in shape for my birthday, like basically since I was a teenager. So it's a hell of a long shot, but who knows? Maybe with a little bit of willpower, we can accomplish that as well. I got some other good news about the Fan Expo videos. Remember how I was talking about how like I'm gonna capture the Fan Expo videos on my computer and then air them on YouTube? And I had a whole bunch of them already completed and burned to DVD. So then I was thinking about, I didn't even actually think about it. What I was doing was going through some of my old hard drives, looking for some of the content to add to the video I was editing for Halloween. And guess what I stumbled across? I found one of my old hard drives, like an external hard drive, and checked some of the backup files, and it had a Fan Expo folder. So I'm like, Fan Expo folder? Let's open that. So I opened it up. Boom. Some of the videos that I was planning on capturing are already on the computer. So I'm like, oh, thank God. It's because I was worried that my video capturing from the camcorders was going to completely fail. And at least this way, if it does fail, I already got a backup one on the other computer. And I got good news and bad news. A lot of the tapes and stuff, I didn't label them very good, so I can't make heads or tails of what's what. But I did find the Mini-Me tape, so I've got the interview for Mini-Me. I think I've got one from one of the girls from Enterprise, that really hot Asian babe. What's her name? Park, I think. Linda. Could be a different person. I often get her mixed up with the girl from Electric Playground because I met them both at the same convention. Not because they're both Asian. Anyways, what are we doing here? Chief Officer. Let's fight the guy with the mustache, right? He looks just like my old boss, except he never actually wore a hat like that. He had the same mustache and same face and same facial expression as well. And I was actually pretty mean to the boss when I left, so wasn't very proud of that, but he was kind of a strict boss and dumped a lot of work on my plate, and I felt he was being a little bit unfair to me. But instead of being a coward, I really should have just talked to him man to man. Instead, I went behind his back to one of the other supervisors or bosses, and I always felt like shit after that. So when I got laid off, I didn't even fight it. I was like, you know what? I kind of deserve that. It's like, it's never very nice to go behind people's back, especially to rat them out to their boss. So yeah, that was one of my most disgusting moments. So yeah, I guess we shouldn't dwell on too many mistakes from the past. Now, I did see him again later at a hockey game, and I tried to apologize, but I never really got the words out. But I don't think he's very big on apologies, like accepting them, so who knows. Maybe just having nice words at the hockey game was enough. Alright, so I think I've talked a million miles an hour. What are we doing again in the game today? Yeah, well, we'll beat these missions first. Oh yeah, and if anyone's wondering why I didn't record last night, is because I was working like crazy trying to get the video editing done. I can't believe it. I basically edited and dubbed and did everything for a whole video in like a really long binge of like, I don't know, it's probably like a 14-hour editing session. Well, let's see, I started at like, I don't know, 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. and I edited right till, yeah, I guess it was close to 24 hours. Because I edited till like 6:30 the next morning. So that was, yeah, a pretty epic video editing session. I swear to God, if I could get more video editing done like that, I'd be caught up on all my video editing. There's nothing like a good deadline to push you. You ever notice that? It's like if you set a deadline, you're like, man, I have to finish this by then. And you just try your hardest to save everything for the last minute and then finish it at that time. Very motivational. Get the deadlines in stone. So that's what I really got to do, is get my other deadlines complete, where I'm going to order the embroidery machine, get the Lelanders song complete. Oh yeah, that's what I forgot to mention. There was a guy that watched my other Halloween travel vlog that I viewed today, or premiered today, and he was asking if there's anything he can do to help. I should have been like, man, if you can make electronic music and help make me a theme song, that'd be fucking amazing. Because I've been working on one and I just fucking suck balls at making music. Not in a good way. Alright, so yeah. Who knows? Well, I think what I'm going to do is try to get like bass beats that are already pre-made and that are like free to other people to use, and then try to mix them rather than trying to make the beats from scratch. So that way I'll have a better chance of actually reaching my goal. Sometimes if you set impossible goals, you kind of bend them a little, right? Like, oh, here's a guild that we can actually fight. Should I go for the top player in the guild? I think I'll be the only person on our team that has a chance of actually beating them. The only thing I'm worried about is the 2-star Bifel. I really don't think we can beat this team. Fuck. But I think everyone else in my team can beat these teams. So we'll try one match, a little bit of Halloween adventure. See how under or overpowered we really are. Fuck, I'm tempted to bring in Monk, but I don't think that's a good idea. Alright, wish us luck everyone. See if we got some Halloween luck. Hey, we made it to 2 viewers. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope you like the Halloween costume. Can you guess what it is? I was thinking, do I have one of the games here? I'll check. Now, I've been doing the collecting video games, and I'm pretty sure I had recently added the game to my collection. Fuck, I don't see it. I'll have to check after I watch this battle. Oh, fuck, man. Did Tengu die? How the fuck did Tengu die? Like, seriously, what killed him? He's like practically invincible. No one should be able to even fucking hit him. These sons of bitches, man. Oh, man, what a shit show. Congratulations, Tasha. I still don't understand. How the fuck did my Tengu die? There's no way he died in one hit. That was fucking horseshit bullshit. Alright, fuck. I'm pretty happy for Halloween, so can't be freaking out so much here. Now I'm checking. Oh, there it is. Can I reach it without unplugging my mic? Yes. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Now I think we should be safe that we'll get the victory in this battle anywho. So yeah, this is what I'm planning on. My costume's supposed to be a copy of. The Assassin's Creed guy. Although I noticed the only thing that's really in common is the hood and a little bit of the collar. Let's see, yeah, and he's got his armbands. The armbands are very similar as well. This costume used to come with like this really cheesy like belt that went across, but I just ditched the belt. Because I was like, man, it looked a little bit too gay, even for me. Not if there's anything wrong with that. Alright, so no, I haven't actually played an Assassin's Creed game, so I should try one sometime. I was thinking once I get my big TV fixed and I get back into a little binge of smoking weed and drinking booze and relaxing, Then I'll boot up the 360 and give her a go. Maybe play some Assassin's Creed. Now, if anyone's got some Xbox 360 games they want to play online against me, I don't have Xbox Game Pass yet, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the games for 360 have already got the servers shut down. But if anyone knows a good one and I have the game, let me know and we'll try to do her up. Alright, so what are we else going to work on? Oh yeah, we got the limited event stuff tonight. I already forgot. So yeah, we can do some 10 spins. See if we can win any shit for that. Let's give her a 10. And oh yeah, and I got, what's his name, Catholic Hero on there. Oh, we're 2 minutes away from refreshing that one as well. Alright, so let's give it a go. See what we can do. Where are we going? Westward, ho. I clicked it, nothing happened. Let's try again. There we go. Sometimes you try to get your finger on the button and it just doesn't work. Oh, they gave me the fucking enzymes. As much as I like the enzymes, I don't want to use up all my good luck getting enzymes. So we'll come back in a little bit. Because I find this game usually only gives you so much good luck before they just take it all away. It's kind of like the casino if you ever been to a slot machine. Some people are like, oh, if you get a slot machine that pays out big, they try to stay on it. Usually I try to switch because I find that the slot machine, not to offer gambling advice, but yeah, once it pays out good once, I find it's usually done for the night. So yeah, I usually try to switch her up. Not that I do that with the ladies. I wish. Just kidding. She's done for the night. I'm just kidding. Oh man, I gotta get my mind out of the gutter. Never will. Hey, Dan Davis. Thanks a million for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Oh yeah, I haven't seen you in ages. I was thinking that you were, what's his name, George Washington for a sec. He's always doing the super chats. Now I was thinking I might have time for a Entropia episode tonight. I was thinking that because now that I've got a, yeah, happy Halloween, man. Appreciate it. Did the gifts come out in Entropia yet? I want to go and pick up all the Halloween gifts, but I'm actually stuck on playing at Rocktropia right now. I logged in a little bit earlier today just in case they had the Halloween gifts. You know, it was nice. I even saw some good news from Raven Jade. She's actually back into Entropia, and she had her biggest global ever. So I don't know if that was the people at Mindark heard she might be leaving the game. So like, oh shit, there almost went one of our biggest depositors. Not to say that she spends a lot on the game, but I kind of got a feeling that she would be tempted to because she was playing it a lot. And she does so much wicked hunting. So I was like, man, that hunting's got to be expensive. Alright, let's see here. Who did we want to bring? Should we bring the ice chick for more healing? I'm kind of interested to see how she actually does in these battles. Because then we could take him out. We wouldn't need him as much. Bring him in. Now we'd have uber healing and more tankish. Alright, let's try that. Alright. Yeah, Dan Davis's money translated into $1.37. So was that the British pound, probably? Davis sounds like an English name. No, I'm really starting to get psyched for getting back into Entropia. I know I've been saying I'll do it when winter comes, and we're actually at the point in Canada's weather season that it could be snow like consistently any day now. And I might even finish like wrapping up the lawn cutting. So once I finish cutting the lawns, I might get a layoff, and oh man, that layoff is going to be filled with Entropia. Let's hope. No, what I really want to do is I talked to Ken about coming on Entropia as a guest, and he's all for it. So we'll have to find out if he's going to come on just as like audio, or maybe we can get video of Ken as well. That'd be pretty sick. Because I don't know, I've done podcasts with people when it's just audio, and it seems a little weird, but like if you get the full video chat call going, man, is it a blast. It almost reminds me of watching Joe Rogan's show. It's like you're like sitting around actually chatting with someone. Not as weird as just like hearing their voice in a phone call. Not that there's anything weird with phone calls. Well, I guess these days there is. Phone calls are very rare, it seems. I know I was talking to a few people, well, one hot babe on the phone recently, and I was like, holy shit, man, phone conversations. Feel like I'm back in like the 90s. No, the only other person I usually have phone conversations with was my grandma. Sadly, she passed this year, so that could be the end of phones for me. No, I still remember her phone number. I almost gave it out on the air, but I guess no one will be using the phone number now that she died, so even if I did give it out by accident. But I shouldn't give out phone numbers either way. Yeah, so what's new with Dan? Are you still playing Entropia a lot? It's like, man, like, ever since I heard the word from Mindark, how they're going to be switching up the game, and with a new engine, I've been, like, so hyped for it. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing I was thinking of doing. You know how I keep talking about giving show giveaways and prizes? You know what I was wanting to do? I'm gonna take the Entropia DVD case that I got, scan it on my computer, excuse me, and maybe give that out as a file, or go hardcore and actually get it made into posters. Not to sell posters, because I know Mindark wouldn't be cool with that, but I was thinking if I could give Entropia posters away, that'd be kind of neat gift for viewers, right? The only weird thing I noticed with that is you got to get people's physical mailing address, so I'll always promise I'll get rid of the mailing address after. I'm not going to keep it and rob people. Not that I do that, where I'm wearing my Assassin's fucking uniform. Yeah, Assassin's Creed. So yeah, which one do I got? I got part 2 here. Let's check out as the disc look. See if anyone actually played this before they sold it. Now, if anyone's wondering, well, it's got a fair bit of scratches, but it looks playable. Famous last words. Now, if anyone's wondering, my big game collection that I've been building is actually all used stuff, except for the Intellivision games. I got some new Intellivision ones from the Amico. As much as I make fun of it, I still like the Bomberman edition. So I got the 8-pack of games because it came with Bomberman. And I actually opened the Bomberman one. But no, all the other games I got on my shelf are pretty much used. And now I've got a collection. I must be pushing like 200 games. They're almost all 360 games. Quite a few, well not quite a few, a bunch of PlayStation 2. Very small amount of Wii. One GameCube game that's worth like $500. And a few PS3 games as well. And oh yeah, and I do have a few PS4 games, but those are ones that I actually bought myself, like brand new ones. Oh yeah, and we got some PC games. Oh, and I got one Xbox original game. Which one is it called? Oh yeah, it's Pirates. So I probably should have brought that one over as well. So yeah, it's kind of neat. Like I've been watching Pat the NES Punk and CU podcast. I got on their show tonight. So if anyone's heard me on the CU podcast, yes, that was me. And the only shitty thing is I had my mic turned down, so I was like, fuck, you can barely hear me. I wish I would have got the question recorded at full volume. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop being such a taker and really just start giving back to the community more. So what I did is I bought some hats and shirts from different YouTubers that I know, or that I don't know, I just watch their content. Like Bald and Bankrupt, I bought his shirt. Raven Jade bought hers. Oh yeah, and Anomaly. Anomaly is like a news broadcaster type guy, but I got some hats from him. So I was thinking for CU podcast, I don't really want to keep filling my house with junk and merch. So I might just join their Patreon for a couple months. Try to give back a little. Because yeah, I hate it. Like I noticed when I was growing up, a lot of times you'd party with people. And you ever party with some people that are like so giving all the time? Like they're always sharing their beer, they're always sharing their snacks and food, they're always rolling up joints and sharing it with everyone. And then every once in a while, you know that one guy at the party who he never shares. It's like every time he has like booze, he like drinks it all, never shares it. Every time he's rolling joints, he'll like hide in the back and smoke it by himself and then come back out. So I don't want to be one of those people that just like uses and abuses and never gives back. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, give back a little bit more to the community. So yeah, I appreciate Dan and his spirit of giving. It's really awesome. Alright, yeah, even so, like I was thinking that I'm not going to do a Halloween edition for Entropia, but now that Dan's been here and hooked me up with the super chat, I think we're going to do one. I don't know, I might get super tired after drinking this Coca-Cola, or it might give me enough caffeine and energy to keep going. Let's hope. Yeah, so we'll monitor the clone evolution time. We'll try to wrap it out right at an hour mark or close to it. So that way that I shouldn't be too burnt out. Remember, ladies, I can last longer than an hour. Gotta get my mind out of the gutter. No, it was so embarrassing. I'll never forget the one time I was playing Clone Evolution. I didn't know that Raven Jade was watching the show in the chat. And I always try to impress the hot babes. But meanwhile, I'm like clicking and clicking in Clone Evolution. I'm like, man, I'm getting so tired. Can't click anymore. And she puts up a funny comment saying something about, oh, is that your performance level, right? I was like, no. If I knew she was in the chat, I probably would have tried harder to click that button longer and faster. Man, oh man. Alright, gotta get my mind out of the gutter. And I swear it's all the sugar from Halloween. That's what it is. Nothing to do with my normal personality. Oh yeah, that's the other good news I had from the travel vlog I completed. Let's skip this and get her going. Is some of the local people that live up north where I did the travel vlog are actually watching it and giving it positive reviews. So I was like, holy shit, man. I was either worried that no one would watch it that lives there, or that people would watch it and hate it because, I don't know, I covered a lot of controversial stuff about the area, so I was like, oh god, is everyone gonna hate me? No, I actually have some fear of that sometimes. Yeah, so some people were commenting and liked it, so I was like, oh, thank God. If anyone else wants to log into the travel vlog, let's give a little shout out to it on the show quick, too. Alright, so where is it? In case anyone hasn't seen it. It's called, what is it? Mount Kemenus, Discovering Ancient Origins and the Purpose of Witches' Cauldrons. So if anyone wants to know what the first Witch's Cauldron was and what's the big deal, what was the best, whatchamacallit, spell that they were casting, I really wish I would have covered it more in the video. After watching it, I was like, fuck, I didn't even cover it that much. It was basically immortality. So, and creation. I think the very spells that Witch's Cauldrons and Sacrifice were doing give the ability to create stuff, like to manifest things. So it was actually sacrifice and that type of thing that was actually like giving the energy to the matrix that our universe exists in. So that's all I was always wondering, like, why did the ancient people get so big into sacrifice? They must have known that, or who knows why else, but it's pretty wild to think. Like, I know like scientists, they're always debating like what is the fundamental energy that's created our universe, what started the Big Bang and all that such. So it's a little bit of a wild topic, but you know, it's pretty deep stuff, and I didn't think anyone would like it, and to think that we're already over 10 likes, it's fucking amazing. And we'll have to see how many likes we're at by tomorrow. I don't know if anyone else has noticed it with their YouTube channels, but what the algorithm does is they'll allow a certain amount of likes, and then after like 12 hours, they'll take all the likes away, and then they'll run them through a filter and check to see how long each person actually watched the video. So like say someone liked your video and only watched like 10 seconds of it, then they'll take that like away and not give it back. But if people watched it for like at least like 20, 30 seconds, I'm not sure what the time is, then they'll give the like back. So that's one thing that happened with me is when I did a protest video in my city, I noticed that I got up to something like 2,000 views in a few hours, and then 12 hours later my views were down to like 100, and then the next day they came back to about 1,000. So I was like, holy, it's like YouTube is strict with the likes and with the views. And I can understand why. They don't want people abusing the system, trying to just generate a whole bunch of likes and views that are fake. So I don't know, the one thing that I thought was weird about that is my protest video. Like, I don't think people would be putting like fake like generators on a protest video, especially not on my behalf, so that'd be weird. But who cares? It's not the end of the world to lose some likes. Holy fuck, my whole team's almost dead. Sons of bitches. Hey, webcam. How's it going tonight on Halloween? Just remember everyone, if you're following that link, I do not support it. If you're looking for sex stuff, we got the Virtual Mate sex machine. It's for adults and men only. But if ladies need a sex machine, they know who to call. No, here it is, the Virtual Mate. Can't even show it. I have to put it on my forehead, it's the only way. Now the Virtual Mate has got a bunch of updates soon. They've been, I think, updating it every few months or so. So yeah, they definitely haven't abandoned the project. I know some people love it, others hate it, but that's what I was kind of hoping with Entropia in the future. They would make it more of an adult-oriented game, so they could add stuff like that to it, or like Entropian partners. Because I don't know, like the weird stuff, the like sex toys and video games, how they're like hybridizing. I don't know if anyone's noticed that with like the webcam stuff. They have like interactive toys and stuff now that connect to the game or to the chat room or whatever it is. So basically, like if someone touches a button, it creates a sensation to come through the device or whatever. Sort of like Total Recall. And I was always wondering if we'd see that kind of stuff in our lifetime. Not to say that'd be the only reason I'd play the new Entropia game, but I don't think it couldn't hurt. And that's depending where you put that thing on. Alright. Now, it might be a little bit gross for other people, but I was thinking, hey, we're probably coming into another round of lockdowns. I know in our country, they're starting to push the idea of like getting the next round of doses through. And not that I'm against that. I have to agree with everything the CDC and World Health Organization says. But you can see countries that have stayed the hell away from these managed to overcome everything way faster. And as soon as they started doing these is when we got the variants. And there was actually even been scientists that have been on, and they were talking about how they admit now that it was these that created the well, shouldn't say created the variants, but what happened is when they gave everyone these and it worked for certain strains, all those strains vanished, right? So then the only ones that were left and circulating in the general population were the ones that had less reaction to that. So by giving this, they actually altered what strain was circulating. If they didn't give these, then the one strain that was dominant would have been the weaker one, and it would have remained dominant. But since they got rid of the weaker one, then you had the stronger one take over. Sort of like the Borg, right? Like resistance is futile. All right, we got our hands on a gold chest. Yes! Now, not to say the technology behind these doesn't work sometimes. Obviously, it does work great in some cases, so who knows? Like, maybe they'll be able to improve on it in the future. The only thing I'm worried is when we start going to the third and fourth round of these, what new strains are going to adapt to those, right? So it's a very, very fucking dangerous playing with fire thing, especially when you think the survival rate was already up around 99.8 or whatever, so was it really worth taking the chance of making it really stronger? I don't know. Let's hope. And who knows, maybe I'm completely wrong about everything. I am in most cases. Now, I feel bad for Anomaly. His YouTube channel, or his Facebook channel recently got shut down. And he was talking about how like that was his main source of income. And he was so happy at how well the ad revenue had been going for it. He said he'd been making 10 times more on like Facebook than he was on YouTube. So he was in love with it. And then sadly, yeah, his account got shut down or at least suspended. I don't know. Which I find very ironic because when he goes on, does news topics, he's just covering official news stories. And he just talks about them like, it's not like he's making shit up and trying to spread lies or something. He's literally just covering the regular news. So I don't know, that's fucked, but I had a feeling it was coming because he kept mentioning the names directly that we're not allowed to say. So I'm like, yeah, if you start saying the words you're not allowed to say, you're going to start triggering the algorithm. That's why I usually try to do hand symbols and sign language, because I'm pretty sure the algorithms haven't adapted to sign language yet. As soon as they do, I'm fucked. And not in a good way. Yeah, so I guess Webcam HD has managed to evade the algorithm as well. I would ban them from the chat, but it's nice to see the chat a little bit more active, especially on a Halloween night. Now I'm surprised because normally, well, I guess there's not really too many words in there. The jerk part, that might trigger something. No, I appreciate Webcam. He's like one of my most loyal viewers in almost every night, leaving some comments in the chat. You know, I was thinking too, maybe I'll save the Entropia talk for the Entropia episode, but I'll just mention it twice. One of the greatest things I was thinking about Entropia is MindArc. They wanted to make a cell phone game really bad because they realized there's like way more cell phone players than there is actually computer game players or home console game players. So it's like the cell phone market, it was something they've been dying to get their company into. So that's why when Compact came out, they focused on it being like a mobile game. Or was it? Could you play it on PC? I was thinking, yeah, didn't I play it on PC? Oh yeah, so it was like a Windows and a mobile game maybe? But anyway, so I was thinking, now that Compact like completely bombed, or as far as I know, they have no intention of bringing it back, they could take all the resources and revenue and all their employees and just get them to focus on making a MindArc like Entropia mobile game. Like that's the greatest thing about this new engine for Entropia, is it's designed to work for mobile as well as it is for computer. So they really should have no excuse of why they can't make it in both. So yeah, that'd be fucking amazing. Yeah, that was the other thing I noticed is like after playing computer games for a while, I didn't really realize how much outdated the Entropia graphics are. It's kind of like when you're in the washroom and you can't stand your own smell only for a few minutes and then you just sort of adapt to it. But that's the sort of the thing with like MindArc or Entropia. I've been so well adapted to the graphics that I didn't even really notice like just how bad they were compared to other games now. Not that all graphics are the holy grail of the game, but yeah, especially on Rocktropia. I noticed like the Rocktropia graphics, hardcore outdated. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. And yeah, I'm going to try to find out. What I should do is try to get an interview with an actual MindArc employee. I know I've made a little bit of jokes about MindArc employees. Hopefully I didn't piss them off too much, but we'll see what I can do. Because I do have an interview lined up for one of the game developers of the Battlefield series. I know I put his show off for quite a while because I wanted to iron out some more of the details and getting my software working before I get such a high profile guest on. But we have done a few guests already with paranormal topics, not that they weren't high profile. Fuck man, the one guest I had on was the politician that ran against Arnold Schwarzenegger for governor of California. And obviously he lost to Schwarzenegger, but I was thinking, dear God, man, that's probably one of the wildest guests I've ever had. And that was really the most fun one I've had. Because his field of study was like almost identical to mine. So I was like, holy shit, it's like, usually my fields of study are so obscure that I don't meet anyone else that actually studies the same thing ever. So I'm being able to do a podcast with someone who's like actually up to speed with everything that I like to research. I was like, holy fuck, what a fun show. The only time the show kind of scared me was when we got really hardcore into like the graphic violence stuff. I was like, oh God, I can't believe that some YouTube revenue or advertisers were still okay with monetization. I was like, holy shit, did you actually hear what we said on the show? It was the most, I was almost ready to throw up for some parts. I actually had nightmares about it the night before, trying to warn me that it was going to be a brutal show. And I didn't even realize it until the show began. I was like, holy fuck, man. Some of the stuff we talked about, it's like, oh man. Like in hindsight, if he would have said beforehand, he's like, hey, you want to talk about this stuff? I'd be like, no. But then he just jumped right into it on live on the air and was like, I was kind of glad he did because I hate doing shows that are fully censored. So I was like, he let everything hang out. Not literally. Yeah, it was pretty intense. The only thing I didn't like about that recording is I had the microphone issue fucked up, so my volume was definitely way lower than his. So even though I was yelling into the microphone, it's like he was still much louder than me. But I think I got that all balanced out now. I basically went into Windows and found one of the settings that was fucked and changed it to be unfucked. Yeah, like, what is Windows thinking? They got some microphone setting that they turned it down to like 70%. Like, who the fuck wants their microphone set at 70%? Unless maybe I hit a shortcut key by accident on the keyboard one time, like just leaning on all the buttons or something, and maybe accidentally turn the mic down. It's the only thing I can think of. And I do that occasionally. I remember that was the worst thing that happened to me is I had this file on Google Docs. And you know how Google Docs like saves automatically? Well, what happened was I opened the document. I'm like, God, I hope I never lose this document because it's the only copy I have. And no one else I know has a copy and you can't get it anywhere else. And what happens? All of a sudden the document just starts fucking vanishing, like deleting. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell's going on? And then I looked and it was one of the keys on my keyboard was stuck and it was fucking deleting the document. I'm like, you son of a bitch. So I managed to stop it from deleting and then hit the undo button. And thankfully, I think it brought most of the document, if not all of it back. But I was thinking, dear God, man, that's a dangerous thing about having files on Google Docs. Is if you accidentally delete it and you can't hit the undo button, it saves it automatically. So you're just fucked, right? I don't know if there's a way where you can contact Google support and ask them for a previous version, or probably not. Once it's gone, it's gone. Yeah, so what will we do in Entropia today? Well, we'll log in, and I think what we'll do is... Oh yeah, like I'm supposed to finish setting up my shopkeeper, but it's a lot of work to do, and I don't know if that'll be the greatest episode. We might do that for a while. But I think main goal is I really should ditch Rocktropia and fly to other planets. Oh, but man, that'll be a whole episode of flying in space. I don't know, like flying in space has got to be one of the most boring episodes for Entropia to record. Unless I can get a free ride on a mothership, then it makes it super exciting. Or if I could get a passenger for like the trip and actually talk to them via Skype. Now that could turn like a boring Entropia flight into an actual good video. So if any Entropia players want to join me for a flight to Calypso, or even just a Skype call while we fly to Calypso or while I do, that'd be cool. Yeah, because really when you're flying solo and you don't have anyone to talk with, there's not a whole lot going on in Entropia. It's one of the things with Entropia, they made it so realistic that it's almost too realistic. Like these giant space flights, if I was them, I probably would have cut space down maybe. I know some people probably like how big space is, but it almost does seem too big at a certain point. Because if it's taking like hours to fly. But it does make sense, because then they can have ships where they can charge more and get there faster. Ooh, I got both manuals for Assassin's Creed. I don't know, does this States do that when you buy games? It says it's printed in the US. Because I was thinking if you buy a game in Canada, it's usually always got like a French and English manual. Unless you buy it in Quebec. Because Quebec is funny like that. I don't know if anyone else has noticed. But in Canada, yeah, here they got a French manual. So if you buy a game in the States, do they make it the companies print French manuals? Or like Spanish ones, who knows what other languages? No, but that's what I noticed, is like everywhere in Canada, they make everything bilingual, like French and English. Except when you go to Quebec, and you get to Quebec, everything's just French. They say fuck it to English. So you have no bilingual anywhere in Quebec usually. So I was like, that's kind of like the French way, is like they find the bigotry very pro. Like they just say fuck other cultures and stick to French. And I used to hate that, but in a way I was thinking, kind of makes sense. Like if you're living in a country where everyone's the same, it's kind of lame, right? So you have one extreme and the other. One that's like super ass kissing and the other one that's like total bigot. And then you can just do whatever you want, find yourself a happy medium, or join one party or the other. No, but even like the whole bigotry approach, it's kind of neat to see a country or part of Canada that actually has like a stable language, where it's like the rest of Canada, like I don't know if anyone's been to other parts of Canada, but it's getting hard to like understand people in a lot of places. Like some parts of the city you'll go and like, well, everyone only speaks Chinese. So you'll be like, what the hell, am I in China or something? Or you'll go to another part and it's like everyone only speaks Polish or something, or it's kind of weird that way. Where in like Canada before, it was like either you have to learn French or you have to learn English. They always put their foot down, you had to learn one or the other. Now they're kind of just like up in the air. People can come here and never learn the language and it's no problem. Which I think is kind of neat to see both, right? It is kind of wild because, yeah, during the lockdowns, I realized how important that is too. Like, say someone's stuck in a country where everyone speaks the same language and then they go into lockdowns, then they're pretty much stuck with their language and their culture forever until the government ever gives in and gives human rights back. But if you're like living in a place like Canada where we have like every culture in the world all over, then it's like if the lockdown happens, it's not like I'm stuck with only lame people that only speak English. Then I can like still go to Chinatown, or I can still go to, what is it, Brampton, and hang out with like everyone that speaks Indian languages or a First Nations reserve. Although I don't know if we're even allowed on First Nations reserves to a certain degree. I know we're not allowed to buy land there. Someone was arguing with that with me, and then I looked it up and I'm like, yeah, that's still a rule. It's like, unless you're native, you really can't just go to a native reserve and start buying all the land up. Well, actually, I kind of felt bad for the lady too, because I was talking to this lady and she's like, oh yeah, I bought a really nice property on an Indian reserve. I was like, you do realize you're not allowed to own that. And then she's like, oh yeah, I can. And then I'm like, I looked it up and I'm like, no, you can't. You can maybe go there for a certain amount of time, or you're not allowed to live there though, that's for sure. Unless they bend the rules for some regions. Like I was thinking maybe some First Nation reserves would just not enforce it. So it's like you could just go there, buy the land, live there, and they wouldn't kick you out. But I'm pretty sure it is like segregated to some degree in a lot of parts. Which kind of makes sense too, like really, with all the land that the First Nations people lost, it is ridiculous. The only way I try to look on the plus side of it is the whole prophecy of Turtle Island. And really the creator was telling some of the people that that's just how his plan was destined to unfold. So as much as we try to fight the creator's plan, it's like, yeah, sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches. I know, it sucks. If it was in my situation, I'd be pissed. Like if the damn French people were taking over. No, I'm just kidding. My last guest on my show is French, so I gotta be careful. And I just did a whole travel video about what it was like to be in Quebec. Oh God. Putting my foot in my mouth a lot this episode. Alright, so let's see, what are we gonna do next? This battle I think is gonna run for quite a while, so let's do the quick sponsor message.
Today's Halloween episode is brought to you by Crunk. Right. It'll fuck you up.
Welcome back. I don't know why that still makes me laugh. I've been doing it for over a year now, and still every time I get a good chuckle. I know the viewers must be like, get a new sponsor already. Alright, let's see. Hey, if anyone wants to be the new sponsor, we can switch. No, I appreciate it. There was another viewer, not only with Dan Davis with the super chat, but there was someone who was watching my travel vlog, and they asked how they could start supporting me money-wise. So I actually just gave them my email address so they can send me, money via Interact or PayPal, because I have it both linked to the same email. I should have mentioned the Patreon, but the Patreon thing takes such a big cut that I was thinking, man, if people want to just send the money directly and bypass the whole Patreon system, then I don't mind. It's definitely better. I used to be too proud. I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to be taking donations, but really I'm almost 50, still living in my mom's basement after like some pretty serious financial setbacks. So I gotta like throw in the towel on my pride and just accept that I actually do need people's help as much as I can get it. Although my situation isn't so bad. I know I complained about buying a house up north and then finding out that it needs demolishing, and now instead of having in my own house, I'm -1 house. So yeah, sometimes I get down the dumps, but I gotta remember that there's a lot of people in the world, or even in my country, that they could definitely get a lot worse. So yeah, gotta try to be thankful for everything I got. And yeah, try to remain positive. Yeah, and speaking of positive, let's check out some of the other things that have been going well. Let's give a shout out to the patrons. Alright, so thanks. Oh yeah, Dan Davis. I think he's one of the patrons. Suki, Jim, Ray, Travis, and everyone else a patron. Really appreciate it. And I'll go and check Patreon again soon. To be honest, I rarely check it because I get really swamped with doing so much stuff. So if anyone else has signed up to Patreon and haven't added you to the list yet, just let me know. Alright, and I'll try to get actually some good patron giveaways going. I know I promised that, but I'm getting closer and closer to actually getting my own merch made with a, what is it called, an embroidery machine that hooks up to my computer. So hopefully we can start doing some of that stuff for the patrons. Maybe we can even make some like Entropia themed stuff or some Lelanders themed stuff. That's what I should fucking do. I should make a Lelanders coin and make it something to do with Entropia. But I'll ask Entropia, like get their permission first. Like, hey, can I like put some sort of like Entropia stuff on a coin without you guys freaking out about copyright? Or maybe work out some sort of deal where I pay them a certain amount of money and I can make an Entropia collectible coin. Holy fuck, man, that would be sick. I don't know if anyone else has got into collecting coins, but it's one of my favorite hobbies. Yeah, that's when I got my new Bomberman and television coin. I fucking love that coin to death. I even got it on my shelf in like a coin holder, 3D display case. Fuck, man. I look at it every day and I'm like, yes, that's one of my favorite coins. Alright, so let's give a shout out to the rest of the other stuff, the sponsors. We're very close to the hour mark, so we'll be switching over to, what is it, Entropia, very shortly. Whoops, wrong one. Alright, so thanks again, patrons. Society 6. Finishing quick is my specialty, especially tonight. That's what she said. I wish. No, it comes on t-shirts and bed sheets, but I'm getting some new merch as soon as I get my embroidery machine. And we'll be swapping out it with Society 6 to that. So if you want to get that, it's a limited time thing. Limited. And Hido TV pays you to watch videos, Swagbucks to shop, GameKit to try games, and free Bitcoins and wallet systems for crypto. You also get Bet Fury. And just make sure you follow all your regional laws, because you can get yourself in trouble if you do not, and even me. Excuse me, sorry, that's the pop's fault. I had nothing to do with it. Oh yeah, and we covered the Virtual Mate already, but if you want the $10 off coupon code for Virtual Mate, they sent me one for a purchase of $150 or more. You just got to put in the coupon code LYNBS. That's LYNBSN. And it is a real coupon code, pardon the pun. I don't know if they sent it to me on purpose like that. Like, oh, this guy peddles a lot of lying BS. Let's give him a coupon code that's lying BS. Alright, so anyways, let's get back to the game. Oh yeah, and before Christmas, I really got to get my website updated. I haven't done any website updates in like almost a year as well. So we'll have to do that. What I really got to do is just make a list of everything that I plan on finishing before my sobriety binge is over. We got, what is it, 1 more month to go. Haven't had weed for 2 months now. It actually feels really good to get out of my system. Even the whole BO issue finally resolved itself. It took about, I don't know, a good month and a half, but then my body chemistry ended up rebalancing enough so that I didn't keep getting the extreme BO. So I was worried about that. I was thinking, God, is my liver like fucked or something? But no, thankfully it ended up rebalancing eventually. Oh yeah, and the other good news I got is the top of my gums, they used to get like really black. You know how it's like you got like red gums above your teeth? then usually like a darker red. If you like look at like where the roots of your teeth are and stuff. Well, even my dentist commented last time, she's like, oh my god, like the top part of your gums, they're almost like black, like horrible looking black. And I was noticing that too. I'm like, god, like when I breathe in cold air, they would sting really bad. So I'm like, holy shit, it's probably the vaporizer causing it. So what I did, stopped weed and stopped vaporizing for this 2 months. My gums have already almost gone back to the normal color. So I'm hoping that I can get a dentist appointment lined up before I start vaporizing again. Show off how I actually cured my own gums. Not to offer dental advice. Holy fuck, we got another gold chest. Love's getting my hands on the chest. Alright, let's try some more casino spins because we're running out of showtime here and I still wanted to do some more fun stuff. Yep, someone else got some good luck. They won bison fragments. Congratulations them. Ah, fuck. All garbage still. Garbage. Garbage. Well, there's a lot of chaos clones. Holy fucking garbage, Batman. Now we're gonna have to use some of our flowers and friend token flowers and buy some more casino tokens because we're getting really close to the end. We've pretty much used up all of our casino tokens. Oh yeah, and the Royal Casino. We get a free refresh. See what we can win. Oh man, that's really garbage. We will definitely not be spinning that. Alright, we got the chip and we got the enzyme. So that's all of our luck used for the casino for tonight. We'll come back with the casino luck next episode. Holy shit, we're almost at the end already. So we don't even have to buy that many tokens. That's what I noticed. I'm actually starting to beat the casino without even having to spend the friend tokens. Which, that's great, because then I could use the friend tokens to buy other shit. Now, people are commenting how you can get spins for this, and the only way is if you buy shit. So we won't be doing any spins for that, because I'm really not planning on investing any more money into Clone Evolution. Already dropped $100 into it, thanks to the viewers for helping me do that. But yeah, I'd rather just drop money into Entropia now because yeah, if I do that, I have a chance to withdraw it. Where if I drop money into this game, I've heard some people selling their accounts, but that'd be so weird to sell your account because the whole fun of the game is like building your account. So if you buy it that it's already complete, what are you going to do? Just play the game that's already beaten? That'd be weird, but hey, to each their own. It's like buying a girlfriend that's used. No, I'm just kidding. That was terrible, sorry. Horrible puns tonight. Sloppy seconds. No, I'm just kidding. I'm referring to the game, censors. I don't know what you were thinking. Get your mind out of the gutter. I'm trying to go for the pet collar, and they're just giving me garbage. Come on, it's Halloween, for God's sakes. Oh, there was the pet collar, and I refreshed it. Oh, it's still there, thank God. I don't know, how do I win that for 500 draws? Did I not draw 500 yet? How do I know? Like, does it keep track somewhere? How much you drawn? Oh, here it is. Level 1. Holy fuck, I've only drawn 298. Is that what that says? So if I reach 500, man, getting to level 2 is like practically impossible. Oh well. Alright, so I think well, let's do a little bit more casino spins. It's fucking Halloween after all. Oh yeah, and we're over the hour mark, so we gotta wrap this up and switch to Entropia. No, this year I was going to try buying and ordering. Oh, the pet house. And it's a fucking red one? Is that for real? Get a random purple or orange pet. Holy fuck, man. That's a sweet reward. Alright, let's collect that. We got the pet house. Yes! Alright, so tomorrow's episode, we'll save the pet house and we'll open it for that. So that was a good way to finish up the game. Let's give a shout out to the viewers. Dan Davis, thanks a million for the super chat. Came out to over $1 Canadian. Really appreciate it. And yeah, Webcam HD. Just make sure you don't follow those links unless you're 18 plus, and it could be a virus for all I know. Not that I've actually checked them. No, I've got the virtual mate, I swear. Alright, so let's see. I think that's everything for the game. Oh yeah, give it a round of applause to the viewers. And for everyone who didn't have a chance to tune into Halloween, you lucky dogs, enjoying Halloween. Damn you. I'm just kidding. I'm happy for everyone who had a good Halloween. And yeah, good luck everyone in the rest of the Halloween event. And hopefully you can win some really cool pets. Keeping our fingers crossed for tomorrow's episode or whenever I get a chance to record again. Alright, so let's wrap this up. Let's go to the fire screen. Oh yeah, we forgot the Vaporizer commercial. We'll run that quick and then we'll do the other one. And we'll go to the fire screen right after. Now, I appreciate everyone who keeps signing up for the Vaporizer. We've got the YouTube page and the Facebook page. And as soon as we reach 1,000 likes or follows for either, I'm going to try relaunching the company. So you never know, it might actually get me out of my mom's basement if this thing sells well. But if it gets bad into lawsuits, I might end up losing everything. So we'll see. Only time will tell. No, someone had a good point. I should try to get some sort of liability insurance when I launch it. So yeah, I'll look into that if we reach 1,000. Now I can't remember how many of these custom boxes I got and custom foam, but I do got quite a few of them. So I can't say that I got enough for all 1,000 units like that, but probably a 100 or two. And then after that, we'll just have to go with regular packaging, like just foam. Not actually custom cases. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I'll have to make everything French, for God's sakes. Well, we'll say that JVOC is universal. Oh, I'll have to put the French version under it. Yeah, that's true. Damn country. Why can't we be more bigoted? I'm just kidding. Alright, let's go right to the fire screen. Right, if you happen to get any Halloween candy in your vaporizer and it tastes like shit, give the show a dislike. But if it doesn't happen, you can give the show a like. Really appreciate it. Just make sure, never buy the products from our sponsor.
Because it will ruin your life. Bye for now, everyone. See you later. Wrong screen. Alright, thanks again everyone for tuning in today. I know it was a quiet night for Halloween. Everyone's out having fun, but we'll switch over to Entropia. I've just got to get the menus ready. We'll be right back.